Hi all. Right, I'm just going to sneak this bit in at the beginning of this part of the video. I think it's the 23rd part 2. And I had it all uploaded, ready to go, and it took me a while before I had a wee look back over it. So I hadn't sort of uploaded it completely. And then I realised, I've not really watched through it all yet, but I realised the big blunder that I was talking about. I didn't make a mistake as such, but I'm talking a lot of nonsense. And don't want to spoil what's coming up too much if I can help it, but it was regarding the OKW, and they're still not released yet. I guess this is going to kind of spoil a little bit. I get the play right with the card, I think, but what I discuss is it talks about to deploying the OKW. This is 9.81. It says the first time you draw an OKW card as the command card draw for the German Impulse, place all units of the OKW on the map per 9.42. That's as if you're deploying a core that's not been deployed yet. So that's fair enough. But it does say all units, so I go into the whole thing, well, should this be all units? Because it only deploys the 10th SS and the 11th Panzer Division, so would it not only just deploy them? And it ends up, this card actually ends up in the support card box, not the command card. So, and the wording is the first time you draw an OKW card as the command card draw for the German Impulse. So, technically the wording of that seems like it's off, but I think the intention is to still deploy them because, you probably noticed the obvious. I didn't. So this was here. There was another card here. There's few issues with this. Okay, I guess there's spoilers involved. There's few issues with this. So the 10th SS actually become marked out of fuel. They're in the reserve units box. They're here, and then this card gets discarded. And then I carry on with the command card and do the thing. And then I eventually realised that. So I think I get all that right. But I start wondering if this had been the command card, or if it had been the support card and moved to the command card, what would have been deployed? The whole KW or just these divisions? And it says, according to the rules, it should be the whole OKW, but also talks about being drawn as a command card. So I think there's, like I say, maybe going round in circles there. But here's the big thing, and Grant never noticed it until he's watching through it again. This deploy of the 10th SS and 11th Panzer Division, there's a big G beside it. This is only used in the German solo game. So the only command that's possible on that card is to activate the 10th SS and 11th Panzer. That's the only command we can use. It's an A. So if that is in the command card box, whether it's drawn as a command card, or if it gets moved from the support card and becomes a command card, the only thing you can do is activate these two divisions. Well, they're maybe still not on the map, so what do you do then? So you've got to assume that this becomes a command card, you deploy the whole core, the whole OKW reserve units. I've looked back at the other couple of cards and that have already been discarded. One, we've got the supplemental core card. Oh, actually, you know what? Give me a sec, I'll get it. Okay, so this is in the discard pile as well. It got drawn, I don't know whether it was the air interdiction or the Fading Initiative. But this is the same. I mean, the deploy all OKW reserves is only in the German solo game. The only two commands on that, you can assign 2 replacement points or activate all the OKW units. And the other division cards also in there, it's the same. So there's none of these cards that actually deploy the units. So it's my thinking is, as soon as an OKW card goes in here, no matter if it's a division or a whole core, you then deploy the units to the map. That's how I'm thinking it should be now, after seeing that these were Gs. Now, what you're going to see is me asking the question about what should this happen, what should that mean. I'm clearly missing the fact that this is only in the German solo, so I think that straightened things out. Like I say, the wording within 9.81, the first time you draw an OKW card as the command card draw, Sometimes it could just be moving from there into there, I think. So technically it's not actually drawing it as a command card, but maybe I'm being picky there. But it sounds like the intention is that it still would deploy the whole core. Okay, so hopefully that clears all that up. Like I say, you're now going to have to watch it all and see me talking about it all. I'll watch the rest of the video. I've still got to watch just to double check. I like to try and see if I pick up any things that might have went wrong. So I've not quite finished it yet. So once I've done that, hopefully this can upload as a smallish part for the 23rd part too. Okay guys, cheers for now. Hi all. Right, things still going a bit slow at the moment, but that's me finished work now. Got quite some time off work, and not planning on going away and doing much. Although there will be things to do about the house, no doubt. So hopefully I'll start getting this moving. A couple of things just to discuss before we start. It's going to be a German impulse. What was it? Oh yeah, there was talk again about the retreating units, whether they leave detachments or not. Martin replied that he was quite clear that retreating units don't make detachments. He mentioned he was a little less sure if they removed detachments as they were going through it. Now I think that's maybe what he was meaning when this came up before, when it was this armoured unit, wasn't it? And I took him back and said, well, he couldn't do it because he was going to leave a detachment. But again, the unit left a detachment when it moved out. So if a unit retreats through a detachment, I suppose that's less clear if that detachment should get removed or not. I never really thought about it that way. I thought we were just discussing if a retreating unit would leave a detachment behind. I mean, the rules aren't terribly clear, and again, I think that's one hopefully Martin will tuck away and eventually ask John Butterfield maybe for some clarification on that. Both the retreats that we've had, they've not went through existing detachments, so we've not had that issue. So it'll just be something to consider maybe when it does happen. I think both Martin and John Brown believe that as they go through, they would remove the detachment. Because if you think about it, actually, that's a good point. When a German unit enters a hex with a detachment, you remove the detachment. If they then move out of the hex again, you would place a detachment in the hex. However, they're not moving out of the hex; they're retreating. So I think we've decided. I think John and both Martin agree that retreating units do not leave detachments. So we're going to go with that and stick with that for the minute anyway. So that was all that was brought up. Martin mentioned some comment about my card drawing skills, about some pinkies being involved. I had to look all that up myself, but no, I'm not capable of any of that card manoeuvring tricks, I can assure you. Right, okay, let's get a German impulse on the go. So, first German impulse of the day, and just counting the cards there's 7 cards already removed because we had 5 from the the Fading Initiative, and we really did get some good cards. First the SS, second the SS, which would shuffle in again, if they're drawing the combat tactics. 6 Panzer Army card. OKW, okay, it's not the primary card, but it's still one of their cards, and one of the division cards. So I think we've done pretty well. Right, let's go. Well, we don't mind them. Right, okay, W division card, so that might well put them. Now, whether it will deploy them all or not. Possibly. No, it won't, will it? Because it's just division. Right, anyway. No primary cards. This has got cost of 2, so this is going to be the command card. This is going to support card. There is no event there, so right, well this is a supplemental card, so we might just be assigning a replacement point. Just looking down there, yeah, I think there is one unit that's damaged, so it's more than likely that's going to happen. Okay, I'll move the camera across, I'll have a look. Just having a little glance at the OKW deployment there. And 9.81 says deploying OKW units. The first time you draw an OKW card as the command card draw for the German Impulse, place all units of the OKW on the map. So that's kind of strange, because if we had drawn 2 command value 1 cards and this had been the lower number, it would have become the command card, right? And then, I mean, the normal deployment would only deploy the 10th SS and 11th Panzer divisions of the OKW, which is only 6 units. You would think it'd leave 2 units behind undeployed yet. However, the way that's written, the first time you draw an OKW card as a command card. So I'm not sure if there's something in that or not. However, we didn't draw as a command card, so yeah. Okay, don't know what your thoughts on that one are, guys. If that's meant to be like that and it would deploy them all, even just being a division card. Because the other division, my guess is, would only be the other 2 units, wouldn't it? Yeah, I mean, imagine if that became the command card in the draw. It only deploys the 17th PG Division Reserves, which is only 2 units. But according to 9.81, if that was drawn as a command card, you would deploy the whole. You would place all units of the OKW on the map. That's what it says. Let me know what you think about that one. But however, it doesn't affect things here at the moment. And if we do bring this across into command card, right, if we do bring it across, it says the first time you draw an OKW card as a command card. So I'm thinking that's not going to be the case, and we're maybe just going to deploy. That's an interesting one, I think. Okay, well, we'll move along, and bit of luck, they'll use it for assault coordination and we'll not have to worry about that. Okay. No, I forgot. This is, like I said, supplemental card. So it's one to assign a replacement point if it can. And it can. This unit's damaged, and I believe this one is as well, isn't it? They're both 4-step units, reduced to 3. The other 3 are okay, and this infantry is okay. So it's going to be able to trace reserve supply though, so I don't think that one will it? Because it's still surrounded, even though the guys are out of supply. Yeah, they need to trace reserve supply, so this guy's surrounded, like I say, so he can't, I mean, even though he can trace supply, he can't trace reserve supply, because these allied units are still exerting zone of control. However, this guy here is able to trace reserve supply, so he's going to repair back up to his 4 steps and 5 strength, and that's going to be that. So, well, we're going to have to make a decision about this, because this OKW card now is going to come across to become the German command card. Well, I might just be getting out of this question because oh no, not really, am I? What are we on? This is the 23rd, because I'm forgetting about the fuel situation, and although these guys aren't on the map yet, it does state that units in the reserves are going to be marked out of fuel. If only one card indicates that a formation is out of fuel on this date, place out of fuel markers on all units of that formation on the map and in the reserve units box, then discard the card. Oh, well, we're not even going to get the card. So, this should have happened before we actually activated that. Ooh. Okay, I think that's right though. And obviously, they've still got the primary core card to come. And something feels a bit off about this, so. But there was a 9.81, wasn't that? In a second, I'll read this again. No, I've got to believe that this is going to happen. So this was the situation, but when we drew this, because it's got no fuel for the 10th SS Panzer Division on the 23rd. The 11th Panzer Division are fine, but these 10th SS Panzer Division units are going to be marked out of fuel, and then we discard this card. So then after that, we would have activated that, replaced the point, and it's a kind of quick German impulse. So there's the units there of the 10th SS in the reserve units box. So I'm going to mark the 3 units out of fuel. So, yeah. I'd still be curious to know if anybody's watching that can answer what I was asking there. If the division card would have deployed all the units had it been drawn as a German command card, or even possibly if it moved to the German command card slot and be used. The way it's written, you wouldn't think that would deploy all the units, and you would just then look at the card, and in that case it would be to deploy the 2 divisions. Whereas if it did come in though, the way it's written, it would deploy all the units, even though it's a division card. So, interested to know your thoughts anyway, guys. Right, I'll mark the 10th SS units out of fuel, and, well, yeah, it'll be back to us. So, okay, back to us then, what to do. And I was like, I hadn't put this cube on yet, and I was getting all excited thinking, well, wait now, this isn't too bad. That activate the 53rd Infantry Division or the Guards Armoured Division, and the Guards Armoured are this 3-step unit and they're adjacent to this dispersed unit. So that's 12 strength against 4. He's in low supply, he's dispersed. You know, we could chuck our core artillery again, but I got kind of excited and forgot that was our last impulse, so we had activated them. So, however, I might well be doing that if they don't change the situation there. So, yeah, probably going to have to go and have a wee think about what I'm going to do. I didn't draw very good cards. I'm remembering that now. Again, trying to do a little bit catch up. I've got 2 8-core cards, like as in the primary and the supplemental, but I think maybe no, 82nd. Okay, I'll have a wee look off camera first before I start telling you my thoughts. Okay, it was just on a nice wee thought there about activating 12 core. I've got the primary core card for 12 core, because these are full strength infantry, because these units of Bastogne, although they're in low supply, 7 strength armoured units, could bring them down here and then bring the infantry units up, surround this, which is nice. I think 3-to-1 odds I would get, and the fact that, okay, I wouldn't be able to place a combat tactic for the guys, but the infantry I would. And I was just thinking it'd be nice to bring a reinforced battle and maybe bring these units in. These are the 3rd, yeah. But my only reinforced battle is the actual the 12 core card that I'd be using to actually activate them, and that's the only card I've got with reinforced battles. So I was like, that would have been nice. Still not impossible though. I mean, I don't think there's a fear of moving the 2 units out of Bastogne. I'll probably just double check. Yeah, look. He's maybe just off camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he's not making it. Yeah. Anyway, I mean I suppose the other main one would be third core itself, and that's these two stacks here. Yeah, so we would get 17 to 3 on this guy. So 5 to 1 odds, but two of the units are bracketed as well, so I'd only be bringing along 4. Actually, we've got a week, so it would be 5 chip pools only. 5's alright, I suppose. But remember, no combat tactics, so I can't chuck my artillery into that as well. So I suppose could I consider bringing them down towards this and reinforcing the battle with this? I don't know. I better not just move everything away from Bastogne just yet, I think. Yeah, I think this is a good idea, this. Having a go at this guy. Also, he is the one that's moved into this area and stopped our supply trace, so we could do doing something about him. And we can get in and surround them. Whether that then leaves me in a position. I had hoped to maybe get the infantry in here, and then them in there. Woods hex is better than this clear hex, but as soon as I move adjacent to this detachment, I'm not going to be able to get. As soon as I go 1, 2, then I'm going to have to stop with the detachment. So I think the infantry can only come into here. It's not bad though. And then I move these guys down to here. We're still going to have to do something about it, and these guys are not going to be able to trace supply, but that's early enough in the day to deal with that, I think. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do this. So I activate 12 core. Yeah, just having a look. We've got 3 other 12 core units down here out of supply. There's one in there, one in there, one in there, but there's nothing we can do with them. They can't move, and they're out of supply now, so it's not even as if they can make an attack, is it? Unit may not attack, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only way to do it is chuck an air power on one of them, but it's not worth that. It makes me feel bad, I must admit, but we just have to leave them. We have to leave them. Just hope they can hang on, but they're going to go isolated next turn, so okay. So where are we going? Down here, right? Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to move these infantry 1, 2, 3 into here. Oops, right, he's flipped. And yeah, so it's 9, and there's 7 strength here. So yeah, I need both of them. There's not anything that can reach Bastogne. He says, famous last words. Well, they can't even strategically, or they extend their move in, because then they'd be adjacent to an allied unit. So they couldn't extend their move into Bastogne either. And they can't deploy into Bastogne. This is the closest unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's not quite making it. So yeah, I think if we go 1, I kind of have to go into the clear hex, or do I? Yeah, if we want to surround that guy, we do have to go into the clear hex. So 1, 2 into there. Yeah. Like I say, we're gonna get 3-1 odds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chip pools, and we play the core artillery. Pretty sure. So that'd be 6 chip pools. We've got engineers, tank battalion. Well, they're artillery and air power we don't want to use. The air power for the 30 core, I don't want to use that either as well. After I've seen I can make another attack on that disperse unit next impulse, hopefully. So probably going to just have to go with artillery and 6 chip pools, unless I chuck one in just to get the large attack. Okay, let me just double check I'm wanting to do this. Okay, just thinking of one thing that might cause trouble with us. I'm just going a bit. It just clicked there, but before I went and go and have a look, I thought I might as well mention it. You know, I'm talking about Allied units can't end or move in a hex where they can't trace supply from. It's more than likely that's going to be the case here. However, it does say if they're in that position before, I don't think that applies. Let me just look that one up. Yeah, I remember after reading this before, and I thought it might. This is never. I don't think this has come up in any games that I've played before, or I've maybe just missed the wording of this. Allied movement supply restriction. I know I've maybe talked about it just quite recently. 10.6. An Allied unit may not end its movement in a hex from which it cannot trace supply. Okay, so that movement from there to there is breaking that restriction. However, the exception is an Allied unit that starts its move unable to trace supply, which was the case, but this is the bit, and is unable to move to a hex from which it can trace supply, is not bound by this restriction. So I started thinking that, I'm not going to be able to move there because I might be able to move to a hex where I can trace supply. And if I was able to move to a hex that I can trace supply, I would be restricted to move into a hex that I can then not trace supply from still. So I need to kind of watch that, and I don't think I've read that rule properly in the past. Maybe I've never been quite so deep. This is getting deep into the game now, and I may not have even reached the 23rd before, but so I need to watch that. But I don't think it's the case, because it's this unit that's causing the trouble. And you know, if this unit was to go 1, 2, it's got to stop there because it's adjacent to the attachment. I can't still trace down through here. And there's this unit down here, there's this German town. So I don't think I can move any of these units into a position where they can then trace supply, Allied supply. So I think that then allows me to ignore that restriction. And of course, the whole idea here is have an attack on this unit. We've got it surrounded, which is very nice. Hopefully get a retreat in, taking a couple of step losses, and it may well retreat this way, and then open a supply line for us. So I think it's okay for these guys to move out a bit of stone into here. Going by what that says, but I may not have read that properly before. When you've got to read the full thing, and it makes sense, like when you read it. But anyway, okay. So yeah, so I think I'm going to do that, and we're going to attack this unit. So, and bear in mind, this guy's infantry. We're bringing armor in here as well. He's only mechanized infantry, so that's a plus as well. He is going to get a card, but I don't think he can get an undetected defender because he's surrounded. There's no units from his. Yeah, undetected defender has to match his corps or division, and there's none of them. And it does need to then trace reserve supply, which he's not going to be able to do. So, but he will still draw for combat tactics. So what are we going to do? We're going to play our we're going to put our core artillery, I'm pretty sure, again. Then again, thinking about that British attack, maybe next impulse. Yeah, I've got to start thinking about. I'm getting aggressive now, so. But then again, it shuffles in. You know, I could well draw it again. Okay, I've got engineers. I do have air power, which the 2 cards I've got air power on, I'm reluctant to use. I've got 2 cards with tank battalion, which I would use, or engineers, but they don't really help me, and the only reason I might use them is just to get the large attack. So I think I will play my core artillery. Let's just double check the numbers before I consider another combat tactic maybe. Yeah, so it's 9 infantry, 7 armoured, so 16 against 5. So that does give me 3-1, which isn't terrible. It'd be nice to be better. I mean, even if I chucked engineers and tank battalion, it's still not quite reaching the 4-1. So, and chip pools they're all applicable. 5 units, and the artillery making it 6 chip pools. So, large attack. That's just the thing. Like I say, I've got 2 8-core cards. I've got the primary and the supplemental 8-core card, which both give tank battalion. And they can assign replacement points. We've got this guy down here that could do with repairing. I'm not so sure we've got much else though, have we? Another couple of units up near Havilland. I think they're okay, they're full strength. Yeah. So yeah, maybe just keeping 1 card back. Yeah, it's all about just if I want to have the large attack, I guess. Get the extra chip pool. Yeah, I don't know if this is silly or not, but you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to play this for engineers. And there's an added benefit to that. You know, they could draw engineers as combat tactics, so that would stop them from benefiting from that. They're in a nice clear hex as well, so we don't want to mess about with that. But that would give me the large attack. Okay, the card is for the 7th Armour and the 82nd Airborne. Well, I think all the 7th Armour got destroyed. 1, 2. I can see 2 of them in the. Yeah, I think they're all there. Yeah, the 3 of them are there. So they've been destroyed, but the 82nd Airborne, admittedly, you know, they are. There's 1 unit here. However, they're quite defensive at the moment still, I think. So this guy's in Rochfort. This guy's in St Hubert. So they 2 are defending VP Hexes, and this other guy is in Havilland here. I'm not sure where the 4th one is. We didn't lose one of them, did we? No, we didn't lose one, but the other one is in Rochfort as well. He got reduced. So, you know, would I be wanting to move them and get aggressive? I don't think so. So I could chuck this for engineers. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I think I am. I'm going to chuck that for engineers. I'll just put that underneath. I want to keep the core artillery on top just to remind me of it, hopefully. So we play engineers, we get an extra chip pool, we get an extra strength, but it makes it 17-5, doesn't it? So it's still 3-1 odds, but it does mean that if they try and place an IP with engineers, it's going to stop them from doing that as well. So I've got that large attack. Okay, right, I'm going to go with that, I think. So now the Germans do get to draw a card. So let's see what they get. Sorry, where are we? Down here. Right, let's see what we get. Reinforced battle. Well, that's not going to work. I must have had my pinky there somewhere, Martin, I think. That's going that's going to do nothing for them. Because the guy's surrounded, so nothing can get into that hex. So, yeah, pinky for the win again. Okay. Excellent. Right, so we've got a minimum of 3 chip pools here. We're going to have a maximum of 7. So, right, well, let's get the 3. Now let's say clear hex. He's only infantry. You know, we've got him surrounded. We want to try and. The thing is, he's got 3 steps. So he might hold. He might hold if we don't do enough to him. Right, let's get the minimum of 3 first and see where we're at. Okay, well, I didn't like the first 2. It was disperse on supply, defender adjacent, which he's not got. And attacker elite, attacker green. Well, we're just green. We're just normal line units. And then we got an own attacker combined arms. Like I say, we've got armour in there. He's just mechanised infantry, so we got a result there. So we've got D1, but I'm pretty sure there's no point getting that to 7 chip pools and not actually drawing 7. So we're going to get the other 4, yeah. Oh, I thought I was on. This is the first chip I drew, flank attack. I thought, yes, we're in. And then this was like 6-1 in the front, 4-1 in the back, 8-1 in the front, less than 3-1 in the back, and then another disperse unsupplied, which is defender adjacent, yeah. So it doesn't apply. It's one of that army. That's in that town. I'll fix that in a minute. Yeah, because we really wanted D3, didn't we? Yeah, because he would have had to retreat and take a step loss. Damn it. Yeah. No artillery. Yeah, not the best. Right, so it's going to go straight to C because we've got 2 hits on him. And he's got 3 steps. So he's going to do a whole chance. So hold value of hex is going to be 0, isn't it? I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Is it? I think we want him to retreat, don't we? So number of steps is 3. Attacking across the river, no. If defending units are unable to trace reserve supply, yeah, that's the case. So that's a -2. I'll make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, that's right. So he gets +3 for the steps, nothing for the whole value of the hex, so that's 3. Then -2 if defending units are unable to trace reserve supply, which is the case. So that takes it down to a 1. +2 if all retreat routes would require an extra step loss. That's the case as well. So that's taken up to +3 again. They have not retreated. So +3. If we roll equal to or less than that, apply a step loss. Right, so yeah, so it's a 3. It's more than 1. Oh, where's my box? Oh, I've been using it elsewhere, hang on. Okay, so I think we want greater than a 3, don't we? If it's less than or equal to 3, apply a step loss, otherwise retreat 1 hex. Okay. Oh no, I won. Damn it. Well, mind you, it's taking a step loss, Grant. Yeah, but if he retreated, he would take a step loss anyway, wouldn't he? So, apply a step loss. Right, okay. So the first hit is applying a step loss. And then, oops, sorry. Move the camera back. Right, I've took his steps down, so he's down to 2. So that's one hit still to apply. So it's going to be the same situation, isn't it? Well, it's going to be exactly the same because he's not retreated. Oh no, he's down. He's going to be less than or equal to 2 now because he's only 2 steps. Right, hang on. 2, so +2, -2 because he's unable to reserve supply, then +2 if retreats routes, yeah, and he's not retreat, yeah. So it's greater than or equal to a 2 this time. Sorry, less than or equal to a 2, and he'll take a step loss. Right, 4. So he's going to retreat this time. So I think that was a perfect result, wasn't it? Like, step loss first, and then so he's now going to retreat 1 hex. I suppose if you got him retreating twice, he'd probably have had a better chance with the second one. So, right, where's he going to retreat to? Okay, so he's going to have to retreat into a zone of control. So step 3 of the retreat priorities is into a non-occupied hex in an enemy zone of control, in friendly supply, and then remove a step. Well, both these hexes are not going to be in German supply, because if he's in here, remember this is not a German bridge. Oh, hang on, he could go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he can't quite get up to there. So both these hexes will not be in German supply, so he's going to have to come the other way. And both these hexes would be in German supply. Whoa, actually, hold on. No, maybe not, are they? Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. If he's here, here 1, 2, 3, 4. You can get onto this road, and he's away. And this one's the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so they 2 hexes are good. He is going to take a step loss. And within them, any terrain, unbridged river, or into a forest without a road, none of them apply. Okay, so German retreat direction. Avoid the hex in a forward direction, then avoid the hex adjacent to a forward direction, then choose easternmost. So, avoid a hex in a forward direction. Okay, so there's a forward direction, but this is adjacent to a forward direction, and that's a secondary forward arrow, and that's adjacent. So I think between the two they're both the same. So then it comes down to easternmost, so it would be that one over that one. So my guess is he retreats into here, and we're going to have to find his other counter, because he's going to take a step loss. Okay, got it. So that's his second hit. He retreats into there because he's still he has to take a step loss. Yeah, that was really good. I'm happy with that. So yeah, because he's came back this way, so now we should be able to sort of supply issues as well. So yeah, very good. And no hits to us, 2 hits to them. Are we going to advance after combat? I'm not sure. I'd like to try and get this wrapped up. I'm a bit pushed for time at the minute. Hang on. Well, let's sort this out first. I'm going to shuffle my core artillery back and discard that, and we'll see about advancing. Okay, yeah, I think I probably should advance the infantry. Because the mechanised come down. Yeah, I think I probably should advance infantry. I'm just gonna. This is probably going to be the last move of this cut. So I might come back and change that if I just have a look at it again. I'm just a wee bit pushed for time just now. So I think that's probably what I want to do. Just advance infantry and leave the other guys. The 12 corps. Yeah, out of supply. They can't build IPs, can they? Pretty sure out of supply stops that. Yeah, may not build an IP, so it's just the other units down there. They're all out of supply. Okay, well, think that went really well. We needed to do something about that area to get these guys back in supply trace issues, so it looks like we've done that. Also moving these infantry units there, if we do happen to draw the supplemental 12 core card, we could have another go at that guy and finish him off maybe. Okay guys, it's been going on long enough, so I'll tidy things up and maybe even chuck this out as a video. It's run up to 40 minutes now, so I might even just throw this one out and we'll get back with a German impulse, hopefully a longer German impulse than the last one sometime soon. Okay, cheers for now guys. Oh, I forgot, we've got 3 cards to draw, so I might as well show you them. Or will I? No, you know what, I won't draw the cards yet, just in case I look back on this and think I maybe shouldn't advance it guys, because then I'm looking at some new information. So I'll come back and before the German impulse I'll show you, I'll draw the 3 new cards that we're getting. Okay, cheers for now.